Welcome all of you. My name is Dr. Mohammad Fiaz from University of Education, Digital Campus. And today we will discuss about thrips. Its scientific name is Thrips tabaci, who belongs to the order Thysanoptera and family Thripidae. In this video, we will cover introduction, life cycle, damage, and control of thrips. Thrips are slender, straw-colored insects about 1.5 inch long with piercing sucking mouthparts. Adults are winged and capable of drifting long distances in the wind. They attack leaves, leaf buds, and very small squares, causing a silvering of the lower leaf surfaces. Deformed or blackened the leaves and loss of plant terminals. Thrips are by far the most common on cotton and may be found on all seasons. Believed to have originated in the Mediterranean region, the thrips is cosmopolitan in distribution throughout most of the world. Thrips can complete the life cycle in 14 to 30 days. When temperatures are over 30 degrees centigrade, the life cycle can be shortened to 10 or 11 days. The adults may live up to 20 days. Thrips do not need to mate for reproduction. Females that do not mate will produce only female progeny. Each female can produce up to 80 eggs. In some places of the world, the entire population of thrips is composed of females. This reproductive aspect is very important because from a single thrips, a population can be generated in very short time. Stages in the developmental cycles are egg, first larval stage, second larval stage, pre-pupa, pupa, and adult. Because of their small size, these pest species, like other thrips, cannot readily identify two species, even with a hand lens. Adult specimens are usually needed to make species identifications under high microscope magnification. The entire life cycle from egg to an adult requires about 19 days. Reproduction of this species is mostly through a process called parthenogenesis, in which females are able to reproduce without mating. As a result, populations consist of females at a ratio of 1 male per 1,000 females. Females have a saw-like structure that helps to make an incision in plant tissue for egg laying. Eggs are placed singly just under the epidermis of a succulent leaf, flower, stem, or bulb tissue. Eggs are elliptical, approximately 1.5 inch in length. They are whitish at deposition and change to an orange tint as development continues. Hatching occurs in 4 to 5 days. Nymphs are whitish to yellowish. There are two larval stages, and besides the adults, they are the only damaging stages. Nymphal development is completed in about 9 days. Pupae, there are two non-feeding stages called the pre-pupa and pupa. They do not feed and occur primarily in the soil. Combined prepupal and pupal development is completed in 4 to 7 days. Adults are 1.5 inch long. Their body color ranges from pale yellow to dark brown. Wings are unbanded and dirty gray. This species has darker form during the rainy season. Males are wingless and exceedingly rare. Females live for about 2 to 3 weeks and each can lay about 80 eggs. Thrips attack leaves, leaf birds, and very small squares, which are usually called flower birds, and cause a silvering of the lower leaf surfaces. Deformed or blackened the leaves, and terminal and square loss. Feeding most often occurs in new terminal growth and on the underside of the leaves. Their feeding ruptures cells, causing stunted plants and crinkled leaves that curl upward. Severe infestations can destroy terminal buds, causing excessive branching of the plant and delayed plant growth. In case of damage appearance, you will observe silvery surface of the damaged leaves, showing the damage of the thrips. Although thrips are thought of as primary or cotton pest, the thrips are an important predator of mite eggs. Thrips damage is most evident during cool, wet periods when small cotton plants grow slowly and damage from blowing sand, diseases, herbicides, injury, nematodes, rain, and wind further compound the plant damage. Under some conditions, heavy infestations may reduce stands, stunt plants, and delay fruiting and maturity. Talking about control of this pest, first of all, we will discuss cultural management, where avoid planting cotton during cool conditions so that young plants will not be affected when plants are most susceptible to thrips damage. Not planting cotton near small grains and onions, which helps elevate thrips migration into the field. In biological management, several natural enemies have been introduced in an attempt to help control this pest. Unfortunately, none of them alone can reduce the thrips populations to a low, non-economical density. Also, the intensive use of pesticides in this crop limits natural enemies activity. There is a need for more study on the role of natural enemies in the crop. Because of severe pesticide resistance problems with thrips around the globe, it is very important to use pesticides as little as possible in IPM program. You need to contact the local authorities for the specific pesticides to use in your country. It is recommended to make a pesticide screening study to find the best pesticides to use in rotation between different pesticide families. Remember, you must use only pesticides that are legal to use for this pest and crop in your country. The secret of thrips chemical control in the crop is the placement of the pesticide. It is necessary for the product to reach inside the plant base of the leaves where the majority of the thrips are located. Using high pressure and high water volume in the application enables this to occur. Thrips are shallow feeders that feed primarily on surface tissue. Contact residual insecticides are more effective. Systemic insecticides which transport through the plant vascular tissues are not as likely to be effective if they are not applied in a manner like other contact insecticides, which includes carbicron, endrine, carbalyl, novacron, acephate, and diarnathiode. An effective insecticide against thrips could be acephate, while after spray, do not graze or feed trash to livestock. Apply in water at 5 to 10 gallons spray per acre by air or 10 to 25 gallons spray per acre by ground. Acephate application may induce outbreaks of spider mites. Another important aspect of insecticidal control is spray intervals. Since eggs, prepupa, and pupae are not easily killed by insecticidal sprays, the time required for egg incubation and larval development must be considered. In order to control high population densities of this pest during warm, dry periods, repeated applications at 7 to 10 days interval are required. Here is the list of recommended insecticides approved by Environmental Protection Agency and WHO to control thrips in the cotton. As you can see, there are a lot of insecticides like imidacloprid, thiamethoxam, and acephate, and dicrotophos, dimethoate, and a lot of other insecticides you can see, which can be used against the control of this insect. So this was all about today's lecture. I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, take care.